Hey everyone, I'm Nishagni and welcome to another video of the 365 Days of Self-Love Challenge. And the card I pulled today is the Ten of Swords. So, the Ten of Swords, traditionally, for those of you who don't know what this means, is a card of hopelessness. It's a card of despair, of wanting to give up. It's a state of life where you've been doing something and it just feels like undoable. You want to give up. It's too hard. It's taking a lot of mental toll and physical toll on you, and you just want to give up. You want to give up on the task, you want to give up on yourself. Things just look so bleak, and you just feel really broken inside. And it's this state of real mental agony. And as you can see in this card, this card is pretty violent in its description of the Ten of Swords. So when I pulled this card, to me the very first image that popped into my head was my experience at an outdoor team building program that was there in college. So we were taken on this team building exercise by our teachers, and as one of the exercises, we were supposed to do this. Not exactly rappelling, it was more like a I don't know, what do you call it. It's basically like you climb up a tree but you use a rope. So it was like a rope climbing event as part of a team building exercise, where it was like a series of exercises like rappelling and jumping across hurdles, and then going down a rope and so on. And we were allotted these numbers, and then whatever number came up, that corresponding game was what we had to do, and we couldn't switch it out, just irrespective of whether you were fast, slow, big bodied, small bodied, whatever. The whole point of the game was to work as a team and figure out a way where you can make up the lost time, so that you can basically learn how to work around challenges without making any person in your team feel really small, or feel like they are undeserving, or that they shouldn't be part of the team, and so on. And the game that I got picked for was the rope climbing event, where basically I had to climb up a rope, hit the bell on the top, and come back down. And I was a huge person, so I am a plus size person, as many of you may know who've been following my channel. And so I was a huge person, and for me, climbing up that rope was just so freaking hard. And I knew that I would be the person who would kind of slow down the team, and I was feeling really horrible about the whole situation, horrible about myself, guilty about whatever was happening, and also a little ashamed, because you feel this sense of shame, right? Like when you see that other people are smaller than you physically, and that you may, and that there's at least one person out there who's thinking that, hey, I wish he wasn't on our team, because then we could at least have a chance to win. So when my turn came to actually go ahead and start doing this game, initially when I started, it was just so freaking hard, and there came a point where almost 15-20 minutes into the activity, I just felt like giving up. It was such a Ten of Swords moment for me, and I was literally crying. I was crying and I was pulling myself up, pulling myself up. And then there's this the coordinator of the event, who basically takes care of safety, and then this person, he's cheering me on, and he's like, it's okay, you got this, keep going. And while I gave up on myself, while I was at this Ten of Swords moment, he was looking beyond the Ten of Swords moment at the light at the end of the tunnel, at the light, at the victory at the end of the finish line, right? And he knew that that your physical body has nothing to do with your ability to achieve or not achieve a task, and he knew this, and he really wanted me to see that the only thing limiting my progress in the game was myself. It was because I'd already pre-assumed that I would suck at it because of my size or my body weight, and that I was really not giving it my 100% effort. So he kept urging me on, and then finally I came to this understanding that, okay, you know what, if I want this torture, because that was what it was for me at that point, if I want this torture to end, then I need to really commit and get over my fears, get over my insecurities, and just do it and finish up with it. Because only when I finish up with it will I be able to will I be allowed to end the game, right, and my task. And so I pushed and pushed and pushed, and I finally finished the game after more than almost 40 minutes. I was the last person to finish that particular section. But when I finished it, I felt this incredible surge of happiness and pride, because I never thought that I'd be able to actually do it. I never thought I'd have it in me to really, at the moment when I was at my worst, when I was at my 10 of swords, that I would have that surge of energy and power to really just go out there and just like do it, And I just burst into tears, just started bawling like a little baby. And yeah, that was just like incredibly amazing experience. And then I think that incident really evokes the 10 of swords for me. While that particular activity or event or whatever circumstances happening in your life, it may seem really horrid, but then if you just push through, then the rewards are amazing. And so for me, okay, coming back to the 365 days of self-love, I just kind of got really into the story there. What I really love about myself is that on that day, I did not give up on myself. I mean, there was a time I almost did, but then I allowed the uplifting words of a very wonderful, kind person to lift me up, to empower me, and to help me remind myself that the only person limiting myself is me. And I allowed myself to really break free from that guilt, shame, fear, and sadness, and I allowed myself to push forth and not give up, and I actually completed the task. What started out as something that I despised actually turned out to be one of the most memorable and enriching experiences of my life. And what I really love about myself is that I chose to complete the task when I could have just given up, thrown my hands up, and say, you know what, I don't care what you're saying, I'm gonna give up. But I chose to believe in myself. I chose to go ahead and complete the activity, and that's what matters. And that's what I really love about myself, that I did not give up on that day. So yeah, there you go. All right, I will see you tomorrow in the next video. And yeah, jump in. I'm really finding this this challenge to be really amazing. It's bringing up a lot of amazing memories and really making my time in isolation enjoyable. Okay, see ya.